organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, Buddy System, the University of Iowa Tippie College of Business is breaking cultural barriers.
Later, making waves, scientists unveil a breakthrough that would make Einstein blush.
Iowa City should stay bundled up for the foreseeable future. More from Weather Studio coming up.
All that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Palladino.
And I'm Cole Johnson.
We begin tonight with news that the University of Iowa may be paying for more than just Hawkeye sports. Iowa State Senator David Johnson is proposing the University of Iowa and Iowa State contribute financial aid to the third public institution in the state.
Johnson says Northern Iowa's athletic department has been in debt for years, even though they are constantly in opposition on the field. Johnson proposed a bill that would force the Hawkeyes and Cyclones to pay $20 million to the Panthers over a 5-year period.
Let's toss it over to Taylor Brooks and Katie Reber in the sports studio for more on this story and what to look for tonight on pregame.
It's an interesting subject and a unique request from Senator Johnson.
Definitely, Taylor. University of Northern Iowa's athletic department has been struggling to keep programs afloat and even has been forced to close the door on some sports.
In attempts to keep athletic programs alive, Panther athletes and teams have done everything to help raise funds for their programs, from valet parking cars at football games to hosting their own car washes.
Iowa baseball's own head coach Rick Heller was at the helm of the UNI baseball program when it was cut from the athletic department due to budgeting and lack of funding.
Very, very sad, but we'll check back in with Coach Heller on the Iowa baseball program as well as Hawkeye hoops. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
20% of the UI's Tippie College of Business are international students. The school pairs them with domestic students, helping them navigate the trials of college life. Zhao Li has more.
Relationship between interest rates and bond prices.
There are close up to 700 international students currently studying at Tippie College of Business. To help connect those international students with domestic students, Tippie established the International Buddy Program in 2014 spring. More than 600 students benefit from this program.
My buddy's Blake. I really like him. We like to go to gym, work out, shoot some basketball.
Rukan says his partner Blake is hopefully to go to China this summer, and he's helping him to understand the Chinese culture.
Calvin told me to get some of this chicken hibachi because supposedly it's pretty bomb, and I'm about it right now. And I also got what is this again?
Lamb
yaki.
I think this is really important since we have like nearly 20% of international students at Tippie right now, and it's good for creating an environment let domestic student and international student have a chance to communicate with each other.
Rukan says he would definitely recommend his friends to join this program.
There's tons of events, coupon, and just great people,
Reporting from Iowa City, Jolly, Daily Iowan TV.
On Tuesday, Daily Iowan TV revealed the dangerous ash borer was discovered on campus. On Wednesday, the invasive insect claimed its first victim. Iowa's Department of Natural Resources had to cut down an ash tree after discovering the insect's larva embedded in the wood. Just one larva is evidence of the takeover, and officials expect more of the 560 ash trees on campus to come down. The ash borer has killed tens of millions of North American ash trees by burrowing hatched larvae just beneath the bark, eating its way through the tree and keeping it from passing nutrients from the roots. The UI is anticipating losing 100 trees a year and is already bringing in trees to replace the ash's impending doom.
Who doesn't want higher grades? The UI offers free tutoring to help students bump their GPA in their classes. Cindy Zatz has the story.
We offer supplemental instruction, or SI, through the Academic Resource Center, or the ARC. And so what it is it's basically a guided group study session. So students can attend for their class if it's offered.
All a student needs to do is show up and bring their notes. A SI leader who is an undergraduate student will help the student out and help them better understand the material, as well as learn new study skills that will be effective for all their courses.
But it's a really great way to kind of stay on top of academics. So even if you're not really struggling in the class, it's okay to still take advantage of them. But also if you are struggling, definitely take advantage of them to help you kind of stay on track and get your questions answered.
There are over 20 different help labs and tutoring centers throughout campus. SI is currently offered for 19 courses this semester. Students are able to attend these sessions at any point. To find a resource for a class, go to tutor.uiowa.edu and search for the class you're looking for. It'll give you a list of resources that can help you out. Reporting from Iowa City, Sydney Zatz, Daily Iowan TV.
It was freezing outside, don't you agree, Cole?
Yeah, walking to class, I'm not gonna lie, my lips got a little chapped from the cold air, but you know, I made it.
Yeah, everyone was pretty bundled up today.
Yep.
But let's send it over to Zhao Li in the weather studio to see what we can expect for the weekend.
Guys, unfortunately, we'll have more snow over the weekend, and tomorrow will be beyond freezing. The temperature will drop down below zeros, but the good news is the weather will be warming up again in the upcoming week. Friday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, and there will be a high of 20 degrees in the morning. Moving into Friday afternoon, the temps will drop down to 18 degrees. As we head into the evening, temperatures will keep dropping down into single digits with a low of 6 degrees. Take a look at our 6 days extended forecast. Saturday, we'll see a clear sky with a high of 15 degrees and a low of 18. Sunday, there's an 80% chance of snow with a low of 18 degrees. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will remain in the mid-30 degrees with cloudy skies. That's all I have for you here at Weather Studio. Back to you guys at the desk.
It's a landmark day in the scientific world, as evidence was found that backs a prediction over a century in the making. Scientists stationed in 2 parts of the United States detected gravitational waves in the space around us. This revolutionary discovery was predicted by Albert Einstein's landmark theory of relativity years ago. Nearly 40 years and roughly $1 billion in the making, this discovery validates one of the fundamental understandings of physics and could revolutionize astronomy.
So Maria, how about those Iowa men's hoops?
I know, they're doing so great. Let's toss it over to Taylor and Katie in the sports studio to tell us more.
You guys got that right. We'll get to that a little bit later. As winter sports are approaching conference championships, spring athletics are just getting started.
That's right, and one spring sport is just about ready to kick off their season.
The Iowa baseball team begins their 2016 campaign on February 20th. The team is comprised of 11 new faces as well as 4 returning positional players and 3 All-Big Ten athletes.
Head coach Rick Heller and the Hawkeyes hosted their media day Thursday, and we checked in with the coach on what 2016 looks like for the Iowa baseball program.
When we look in the mirror, did we overachieve or not? And I can live with anything win-loss wise if I know the guys really did do that and overachieve. It goes back to really what we try to do every day, and that's just focus on the next pitch, focus on the next game, try to get better, and not really focus on the wins and losses as much as controlling what we can control, and that's really all we've ever done. In the big picture, we want to go down and find out where we're at and get better, and that's really just how we focus. Now that's easier said than done, but the last 2 years have really helped because we had a group of guys that did buy into that, so that culture is already established, and it's our job to maintain it.
The team travels to Dallas, Texas to take on Dallas Baptist for their first match of the year next week.
We will have more on how they are preparing to lead off this season in Sunday's show, but for now we take it to the court. The Iowa men's basketball team is set up to take on conference rival Indiana on Thursday evening.
The Hawkeyes are ranked number 1 in the Big Ten, but Indiana is not far behind. With a 9-2 conference record, the Hoosiers are ranked number 3 in the Big Ten.
The last time Iowa held first place in the Big Ten this late in the season was in 2006. They hope to continue their number 1 campaign, and I took a look at what to expect in their Thursday night Big Ten battle against Indiana. Thursday night's game in Indiana will determine the Big Ten's number 1 team, but the pressure isn't anything new to this Iowa team. In fact, according to the Hawks, this game is just another 40-minute test.
At the end of the day, it's a 40-minute game. no matter where you play, the dimensions are the same, the ball's the same. So it's all about going out and executing and playing defense.
Every game is a big game, you know. You win this one, the next game is just as big as that one.
This marquee matchup will showcase two of the Big Ten's top scorers, Iowa's Jared Uthoff and Indiana's Yogi Ferrell.
Yogi's one of the best players in the country, and you know, it's always a fun matchup getting to go against guys like that.
You know, just from the previous years of us playing, I think he's going to come out aggressive.
Just got to play without fouling and make his life tough.
Ranking first in the Big Ten in turnover margin and steals, the Hawks will rely on their strong defense.
I mean, if you score the ball, that helps, because it's harder to run on makes, but they run on makes, but you got to get your defense back. If you don't get your defense back, they're going to score 100.
Be very up-tempo. It's going to be a track meet.
This is a completely different team that they have in a lot of different ways. And we have a different team. Ahmad Wagner comes in, Bear, I mean, those guys are smart, they're tough. Dom Ewell is a completely different player physically than he was last year. And, Ellingson's been rock solid too. So, we don't really have a hole.
Iowa is 4-1 in Big Ten road games this season and look to grab that 5th win at Assembly Hall. This is Katie Reber, Daily Iowan TV Sports. We can definitely see the power of this lineup, as Iowa is the only team in the country ranked in the top 15 in both offensive and defense efficiency. Iowa is 4-1 in Big Ten road games this season and look to grab that 5th win at Assembly Hall.
And it could be a milestone night for one Iowa senior. Mike Gesell is at 998 points in his collegiate career, and I took a look at how Gesell isn't really concerned about the statistic.
When it comes to Mike Gesell, one thing is for sure, his stat line doesn't matter to him.
I know that when you asked him about it, he said the same thing.
I don't really care about stats that much.
But what about surpassing 1,000 career points? The senior is only 2 points away from the milestone going into Iowa's game against Indiana.
1,000 points is pretty cool.
In honor, Coach McCaffrey knew what happened for Gesell even before he put an Iowa jersey on.
I don't mean to, look anything other than favorably at it, but it's kind of what I expected from him. I mean, he was that great in high school. He has the character, the athletic ability, the toughness.
He just gives you confidence, and he has confidence in every single one of our guys, and it's really contagious throughout the whole team.
Gesell's game is also contagious to all of his teammates.
To say that he tells grandkids that he did what he did, so I'm happy for him. I've known him for a long time, and excited to see him prove some people wrong.
It's been really great, know that he's close to hitting that 1,000 mark is it's pretty cool.
Gesell's right-hand man on the court, in Clemens, has made sure he's been on his side throughout his whole career.
We're always in each other's ear and telling us and trying to pick each other up. If he's down, I try to make sure he stays aggressive.
And as for Gesell, most importantly, it's been his teammates and the pushes he's made every season.
I think what I'm most proud of is just making the jumps every year, and we've been really improved every year.
Especially this year, as Iowa sits right at the top of the Big Ten.
2 points may not be a lot, but Assembly Hall is going to be crazy. Indiana has only lost one time to a Big Ten conference matchup in the last couple of years, and that loss was to Michigan State.
Yes, this game will definitely be a good road test for Iowa. But Gesell has been honored off the court as well this week. This Thursday, 3 of Iowa's key basketball players were recognized for more than their play in the gym. Ali Disterhoft, Jared Uthoff, and Mike Gesell were named Capital One Academic All-District First Team honorees for their athletic performance as well as their work in the classroom.
Both Uthoff and Gesell are currently graduate students at the University of Iowa and have excelled academically, while Disterhoff is a business major and has scored in double figures every single game this season.
Academic achievements, conference achievements. It's been an exciting week for Iowa basketball, and this Thursday it could get even more exciting.
And for the women as well, as they have the chance to knock off number 6 Ohio State inside Cover Hawkeye Arena. Well, that's all from me and Katie in the sports studio. Maria and Cole, back to you guys.
That'll do it for us tonight on this Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news between now and Sunday. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Cole Johnson.
And I'm Marie Palladino. Have a great Valentine's Day weekend, Iowa City.